I'm going to tell you today about a great story that links the United Kingdom and the United States of America. During lockdown, I've spent the time working on a full-scale theatre production that I'm calling From Old England to New England. Weymouth in Dorset has a long and rich history. There are heritage sites here since before Roman times. Weymouth Harbour has been active since the 10th century, and the town of Weymouth received a royal charter from King Henry III in 1252. Last year, with photographer Martin Harvey, we released a video about the history and charms of Weymouth, to the soundtrack of my song It's Such a Magical Place. This song is rapidly becoming the town's unofficial anthem, with great endorsements from our local Chamber of Commerce and even the town's own Member of Parliament. Here's a short extract.
It was the race that did for the Spanish fleet, down to the Moonfleet Church where the smugglers meet. Wave to the Mulberry Boys as they sail away, back to the Sunshine Beach where the children play. And yo, any time of the year when you're feeling low and down in the mouth, take a trip down south. We're more than a seaside town. Yo, we got history here, cannonballs in the walls and bobbing yachts and lots of pots on the lobster fishermen boats. And yo, it's such a magical place. When music hits the key, puts a smile on your face.
That song contains the lines, "Wave to the Mulberry Boys as they sail away," which is a reference to the tens of thousands of American GIs who sailed out from Weymouth Harbour in June 1944, bound for the Normandy D-Day landings in France. There are so many links that bind Weymouth, England to the USA. 2022 is the 400th anniversary of the founding of the town of Weymouth in Massachusetts, and that town got its name from the 100 or so brave pioneers who sailed off from Weymouth Harbour in the early 1600s in a ship very similar to the replica of the Mayflower you can see here. I've traced the characters who will play a key part in my story by going through the historical records, starting with the ship's manifest, then following the ancestry of those migrants and picking out the main figures to tell their tales, to show how they survived in New England or returned back home to Old England. As Professor Moore describes in her book, the call of home was very strong. Some prospered greatly, some sadly failed or perished, either due to the severe winter conditions or skirmishes with the Native American Indians on whose land they had settled and claimed as their own. Throughout my production, From Old England to New England, I've used real human stories from my research to bring to life the journey made by those historical figures in images, narrative and original music to create this unique concert event. The premiere of the concert is booked in at the Pavilion Theatre in Weymouth in June 2022, and we'll be touring the show around venues in the south of England during the summer before Julie and I will travel over to the United States in early September to present the concert to the good folks of Weymouth, Massachusetts, as part of their 400th year anniversary celebrations. I'd now like to introduce you to my partner Julie. Julie has been very much involved in this project right from the start and will be joining me on stage for the concerts themselves.
It's been an ambitious project, but we've had a lot of help and support in putting this show together, and it's been great.
Yeah, it certainly has. We partner with two charities who will benefit from the proceeds of the concert. Firstly, the Tudor House Museum here in Weymouth. Local historian Laura Hardy from the Civic Society, who is a trustee at the museum, has given us valuable advice on sourcing historical documents and is helping with the period authenticity of the concert itself. And the museum has kindly offered to provide us with volunteers dressed in period costumes to meet and greet audiences and set the mood for the show.
And the second charity is a sailing one.
Yes, the second charity is the South Coast-based Jubilee Sailing Trust, who operate a large wooden tall-masted sailing ship very similar to the ship on which those early pioneers sailed. They're supplying us with some purpose-made video footage specially shot for the concert on the conditions of life at sea, so the audience can get a real sense of what that voyage must have been like. The crashing of the waves, the creaking of the wooden deck, the flapping of the sails and the ropes, and above all, of course, the total absence of any noise made by motors or mechanical vibrations that we get on modern ships today.
And audiences can also get a commemorative pack, which they can take away with them.
Yes, as part of the celebration of this special event, we will be producing a large format publication containing the historical research, the storyline of the concert and its main characters, and how our two towns are bound together by their history. And of course there will be links to download the original music that forms part of the concert itself.